Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and this morning, or just actually a few minutes ago, I was listening to the crypto, let me make sure of what they call their show again, hold on a second. Listening to Good Morning Crypto is what they call it. Actually, they're still live right now. They've got Molly Elmore on it, warning SEC ready to attack Ripple, XRP stablecoin next. But anyway, so Molly Elmore, I captured a clip that I think is golden. I think she's directly over the target. I've said it for a while. There's a reason that Tether is allowed to just keep on going. In fact, I asked, if I can remember, I'll mention this when we go in my private group. I asked Greg Kidd himself backstage at XRP Las Vegas, let me make a note here so I won't forget when we're going into the group. I asked him why is Tether allowed to exist, because they're offshore. I asked him why has Tether been allowed to run their business without the government going after them, and he answered that question. And I'm gonna tell you what he said in the group. That'll be one of the things. I'm also gonna shock you in the group today at daixrp.com. Okay, so what Molly's talking about here is her thoughts on on Tether and why it has been allowed to just run. And she's going to reference, many of you will remember, do you remember when the FTX collapse was happening and BitBoy, it was a lot of drama, BitBoy hopped a plane, went over to the Bahamas, stood outside of FTX. Well, he also brought to everyone's attention that Deltec Bank, which is behind FTX, was down there too. He literally went into Deltec. He caused such a stir that he went into Deltec Bank. Now this is supposed to be where Tether is located, more or less. Deltec Bank down in the Bahamas, okay? They can go after FTX, but Deltec Bank and Tether, they just can't go after it, can they? And then he went in and he said, basically, here's the safe in this place. And this is USDT. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to Deltec, the bank that claims that USDT is fully backed by $665 billion in reserves. So anyway, now watch Molly Elmore's clip on Tether.
In 2019, Tether got flipped. They were sued in the SDNY, the special district in New York, and it looks like.
Now, while she's talking there, before I go any further, she basically is talking about how they went after Tether, kind of, sorta, in 2019. Some other things happened in 2019. FTX was born. FTX was born at about almost exactly the time, by pure coincidence, it was born offshore at about the same time that, that guy that had the island, it was about the same time he got arrested and then later, quote, committed suicide. All of this happens at the same time. And what was he doing? Well, it was child trafficking. But what else was it? Yes, that would be money laundering. The same guy that had a very big interest in Bitcoin and was giving money to MIT for the purpose of crypto and this stuff, same time Gary was there. The same Gary Gensler who worked for Glenn Ellison. The same Glenn Ellison, at MIT that is, the same Glenn Ellison who's the father of Alameda Caroline Ellison, that was Sam Bankman-Fried's girlfriend. She ran Alameda, he ran FTX. These are all coincidences, so ignore everything I just said.
They took a deal, and now Tether, for the last couple of years, has been used by the banking cartel to move money in and out of the United States outside of the legal framework. That's why Tether, no matter what they do, they can't get taken out. They can't get, they're never in trouble, really. It is fascinating why they seem to get this level of protection that no one else has. And nobody seems to work at Tether. Like, there was a CEO who was never around, and the CTO, Paolo Ardino or something like that, has now assumed the CEO role. BitBoy even went down to the Bahamas. Oh, that's the other thing. They're offshore, and no one seems to care about that. They went down to the Bahamas, looked at the parking lot, and there was like 2 parking spots, right? So this is a multi-billion dollar.
Here's those 2, I believe this is the building right here. I think there was a couple of parking spots right off to the side. Here, you can't make this stuff up.
Fintech. I mean, think about how many people work at Ripple, like hundreds and hundreds. But there's like 3 or 4 people who work at Tether, and we don't really know much about them. It looks a lot like FTX in that it's a cover for something else, and the people who are really doing the work aren't disclosing that on their LinkedIn profile or whatnot. So Tether, I think we will find out the truth one day. I think they are protected until the time when a flip the switch black swan event happens. Tether gets taken out, crashes it, and then the Phoenix merges with the new payment system, right in line with problem reaction solution that they've had in place the whole time.
Man, I tend to agree with a lot of what she's saying there. And then this was funny. I forgot to mention it. When I was at XRP Las Vegas, this guy who I really liked, he's a funny guy, walks up to me. And he wasn't joking about this, I don't think, though. And he walks up to me and he says, I know where you come from. And he said, you're from one of those 3-letter agencies. And I thought that was just hilarious, since they do the 3-letter agencies. You know, they do a lot of deep, heavy recruiting down here in South Georgia, and they really are looking for people with my accent. That's who they really need. More people that talk like a redneck down here in Georgia. My battery, for some reason, the battery on this computer looks like it's about to die, and I'm plugged in, but I don't know what's going on here. We're having problems. You know what? I don't often try to fix computer problems during a show, but today we're gonna lose this show right here, right now, if I don't get this plug to work. So I'm working on it right now. Here we go. Let's see. Come on, computer, don't go down on me. This would not be good. I'm trying to get this show. We're at 6% now. We're at 5% now. This thing's going down fast, and my charger looks like it might be kaput. Oh no. So if we lose you folks, you know what? I'm gonna stop right now and try to fix this. Well, it turns out you have to be smarter than the power cord. The power, I wasn't looking at the plug on the wall, but the power cord plug going in the wall had gotten loose. That's what caused the problem. Now we're back on track. We're still a very low-tech show, and we're going to keep it that way. But now we have battery power. My computer's not going out. Here we go. But yes, I was accused of being from a 3-letter agency. I am not from a 3-letter agency. I don't have anything, from what I can tell, I don't have anything in common with anybody except unless the handful of good guys that are left in those 3-letter agencies. And here is the "it's over" theory from Sean McBride. Just my opinion, but I think Stu read the SEC's reply brief and made the comment about we are closer than ever to putting this lawsuit behind us because he knows their arguments are weak. I think Torres has made her decision already. Judicial process will prevent that decision from being made public until September. I like the way he's thinking. Then Ryan Selkis, he says, Dear Andrew Ross Sorkin, Gary Gensler is a liar. He lies every time he speaks about crypto. He lies about the lack of reporting. He lies about the non-engagement with the industry. He lies about the SEC's jurisdiction versus the CFTC, and much more. Happy to join your show to discuss sometime. And I said, Ryan, I know you probably already know, but Andrew Ross Sorkin is on Team Gary. And that's the fact, Jack. Now, since we're going to talk about Greg Kidd in my private group, I think it might be worthy of playing the most important clip to come out of XRP Las Vegas one more time, folks. You need to hear it again.
When we talk about the U.S. has a couple things going for it. One is the U.S. dollar. It's the money of the world, right? like English, like you heard what they said about English. If it's good enough for Jesus, it should be good enough for everyone, right? So this US dollar could, when supported by crypto, work not just on these crummy 50-year-old ACH rails and business hours wire transfer services. This medium, traveling on things like the XRP ledger, this dollar could be the currency of the world. Why shouldn't it be? It already is in the traditional world. We just need the tokenized crypto rails form of it, and everybody can live in the Star Trek world. Like in Star Trek in the future, you're not really worried about people paying for their lithium crystals or triples, right? There's some currency and it's in the background and it moves around intergalactically between Cleons, the Federation, Romulans. We have that technology now. It didn't exist before. And so the US can choose to lead, but if it doesn't lead, its sorry ass is going to be still in dollars, issued, run, overseen by people that live offshore. And so it is an absolute strategic imperative to me for the US to lead from the front rather than from behind. And so we have the technologies to do it. I believe there's resistance in pockets of the US political system to that happening, but to me it's a strategic imperative, and I intend to bang the drum and make sure that the US leads rather than lags or obstructs this amazing Star Trek-like future that's there for us.
Now, if I said even 1/4 on my own of what he just said, the crypto police / Gestapo would be all over me. Oh, you're a conspiracy theorist. You know, just like when Miguel Valles said that Ripple had a simple goal of making XRP a world reserve digital asset. You know, just like that, or the time Chris Larson said that he saw XRP as being more of a supranational currency, and being more like the Swiss franc. Okay, but if any of us out here say it now, that they can say those kind of things all they want. But Greg Kidd, just so you know, that's a billionaire. That's one of the most connected people in all of the United States, maybe the globe. This isn't some schlub. Crypto police do not like that he said what he just said. But it is what it is, folks. Metal Lawman, update on Ripple damages. The SEC's reply brief does not add anything meaningful to the argument about no victims, no disgorgement. The SEC relies on one district court case. And then he summarized it down here. He said it's possible that Judge Torres could go with this court case that they're talking about, and finds that institutional investors in Ripple suffered pecuniary harm. Yes, it's possible, but not likely, in my opinion. And then we've got this. Anderzel was saying that he thought it was time for Ripple to consider moving the headquarters. Does Ripple wish to fight a multi-year? I don't think Gary's got the political capital to file another lawsuit against Ripple. I just don't think he's got it, because they're talking about how he's trying to say their stable coin is a security already.
That's why I say this isn't just bad for Ripple, it's bad for crypto broadly here in the United States, and it's driving that activity, it's driving that entrepreneurial activity outside the United States. I think that definitely bodes poorly for the US crypto industry at large. I think if you believe these are the future infrastructures for payment networks, I think we should care about what countries have control over those technologies. That's why I say this isn't just bad for...
Didn't mean for that to run. Uh-oh. The blowers are here. If you hear something that sounds like a blower on my deck or in the yard, that is because it is a blower on the deck or in the yard. And when they come up here on the deck, it is loud, but we power through it because we're not afraid of blowers. We don't let blowers stop us here at the Digital Asset Investor channel. But it can interrupt. There's no question about it. Now here was the little thing where the SEC was talking about Ripple and a stable, it plans to issue a new unregistered crypto asset even though they don't do anything to Tether, USDC, JPM coin. This guy says, when I was working on a stable coin, I got a legal opinion from the renowned law firm Wilson Sonsini. They said that issuance of a stable coin by a trust company, Ripple's standard custody subsidiary, would make it least likely to be a security. By the way, folks, my father, who is the official father of the Digital Asset Investor channel, he told me that he got a message from Johnny in the UK that gave me this Zippo lighter. Johnny has been reading the comments, which I don't do. And Johnny said that people were complaining about me flipping this Zippo lighter. My father said, well, you know, I just wanted to make you aware. And I said, Dad, do you know how many things that I've done on this channel have irritated people over the years? We will keep fighting the good fight. So if you hear the blower on the back deck and you also hear this, that's because there's a blower on the back deck and a Zippo lighter being flipped by me. That Zippo lighter came from Johnny in the UK. He's the official guy from the UK who gave Digital Asset Investor a Zippo lighter with things I say engraved on it. All right, so now let's look at this. I like the reply tweet here. It's over for the SEC. We know it and they know it. Interesting that Ripple Brad said that they plan on releasing a stable coin in June while the stablecoin regulation is making its way through Congress, which would mean regulation would be in place by then. There is no stablecoin from Ripple without regulation first. Put it together, people. I tend to agree. And then here's a meme from the crypto meme guy. So this is true story, folks. Rand Nooner, who criticized XRP and just didn't understand XRP, still doesn't. But he understands issuing a stupid, and I do mean stupid, meme coin called Dummy Coin. This guy, of all the people I've seen in crypto, has absolutely zero shame. He actually did a video where he's bragging about how he's issuing this meme coin and he's going to talk to his audience about it and try to get them to put money in it. It is unbelievable. But that's allowed. They're not going to sue him. They just sue Ripple. That's because Ripple's the real deal Holyfield, folks. And they know it. They're attacking. The SEC is going after what they're threatened by. That's what they're going after. Things with real utility. Somebody said that a while back. Now, let me tell you what's going to happen in DAI XRP. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you what Greg Kidd said to me when I asked him, why has Tether been allowed? Uh-oh, there's the blower. It is on the deck. You are hearing the blower and my Zippo lighter from Johnny from the UK. All right, so in the group, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to tell you what Greg Kidd said. Then I'm going to shock you, okay? I'm going to shock you all, and I'll give you a hint. It has to do with a combination of crypto. It has to do with Tom Brady and Gronkowski, Rob Gronkowski, the tight end from the Patriots, okay? And you're going to like it, all right? Especially for those of you who have not seen this before. If you haven't seen it before, I am going to shock you. All right. I'm the Digital Asset Investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, and tell your friends and family. Prepare to be